Hey, I'm Chaz. Today we're going to be talking about getting fast wins for new campaigns. This is my content strategy. This is one of my clients. They were maybe 30 some pages when we brought them on. And we went out and we looked at the top niches or at the top competitors. We ran content gap for them. But I want to do it early in the campaigns because if I can launch their new campaign with like 10 new pages on their website, but if we can launch with that many new pages and each page encompasses a pretty decent keyword bucket, you can really see like an accelerated result and liftoff in like your organics. If you can go and, within just a matter of months and show a client like an enormous boost with doing nothing more than publishing some pages on their website. Obviously, once you publish them, they become part of your link building strategy and they become interlinked. They create silos and all that stuff. They also create topical authority for you, and they're going to open up any keywords that you might have been missing. And yeah, not every keyword's going to like convert into a phone call for a local client. Some of them do. We have clients that we take knowledge graphs for some of this stuff. Fill in the content gap. You look at your major competitors in your market, and then you look at your major niche in like maybe a bigger market. What are the niche authorities talking about? And then you find that missing element there. You want to make sure that your client's site thoroughly covers that. It blows up the keywords you're going to rank for, just like that. You don't always become number one on all of them, but some of them you do by just publishing the page and interlinking it and optimizing it. But it's going to make sure that one, you obviously want to get all the premium value search terms, but there's a lot of secondary terms out there that you're probably overlooking for your clients. So this is how I do it. In this example, you can see what I did. I just pulled the top competitors. You can choose top 10 or not. I always use Ahrefs. It's as simple as this. Choose your top 3 or 4 that offer similar services to what your client does. If there's a lot of different services, or if they service a lot of areas that your client doesn't, be careful that you only go after either the path or the prefix, whatever. Don't go the whole domain, because then you're going to get a lot of content that might not be relevant for either the services your client does or the locations they serve. When I ran it initially with all intersections, there was 166 keywords that we weren't ranking for. When you narrow it down, there was actually only 5. But a lot of times when you narrow it down, that's where you can kind of find really golden nuggets there. What do a couple of your top competitors rank for that you don't? Those are probably terms you probably want to start looking at pretty closely and figuring out, should I rank for those or not? Now, from a local standpoint, here's the gaps I focus on. This is the priorities that we go for. So we look for main service pages. What are the service pages? What services do we offer that we don't have content for? Or what services did we miss, right? And we're looking at, are we missing any of those? So that's the number one priority. Then we're looking at main location. And sometimes these first two combine. So here you might actually find local service pages. So for an example would be a landscaper in Florida, and one of their pages that we were missing was an Orlando hardscaping page, specifically for Orlando hardscaping. Lots of search volume. I think it was like 200 monthly searches, very non-competitive. By having that standalone local service page, we quickly moved up for that because it's not super competitive, right? But it was decent search volume, and it was unique enough where the Orlando landscaping page, the main Orlando location page, where it mentioned they did hardscaping, it wasn't optimized enough to capture that local search there. So pay attention to things like that. That is those local service pages. Then I look at the top informational queries. If your competitors are writing about it, the top sites, and you don't have any content about it, there's an issue. So those top informational queries, you definitely want to pay attention to. They're further away from the buyer journey, right? They're not like somebody looking for a service or a local contractor. They're people that are thinking that they have an issue and they're getting more information, but they're in the buyer journey. Fill your funnel up at the front end, and eventually more buyers will come. And then finally, we're looking at supporting the silo pages. This is where you might see like local content silos if a competitor is using them and you're not. Pay attention to some of that. The way I sort mine, I literally pull the content gap from Ahrefs. Basically, it gives you a list of keywords. When you do a content gap, all it does is give you a list of keywords. I go through, I delete the ones that I don't need or don't make sense, or I might already have a page for, I know. And then I'm left with kind of something like this. And then I go through and I find out kind of all my main topics. So here you can see there's a big search volume of things about Google business logos. Like there's just tons of search volume. And for this site, that's something I should be looking at. And then I create a topic around that. And that's what you could go down through here, and you can just kind of see by doing this how easy it is to find content that you just slipped your mind, but has good search volume, or at least, comparatively, and a lot of this stuff will be really easy to capture when you do it like this, especially for local clients. You write and optimize a page for it, you do some good on page, and you're going to start showing, probably top, at least page one a lot of times for local. Start interlinking and then use my link strategy I'm going to talk about, boost all this stuff really, really quickly. This is just a semantic core, by the way. There's multiple ways to create semantic cores. If you're not doing something like this for your clients, you should be. All your pages, you kind of should know what that keyword bucket's going to be, because then you can really fine tune your content, your H tags, your ranking elements if you want, and not just around like one keyword either. You can get those long tail variations really worked in there well. But thanks for joining us. Hopefully we all can kind of get our clients better results faster.